I know camera time here in Ring of Honor is a very valuable thing, but I dragged you away for a reason. I finally gotten a hold of Jack Evans. And he's going to meet us here today. I've got to know what his motives are from now on. I am confident that once he hears me out, he's going to side with me. Not Austin Aries, and not Roderick Strong. But while I'm on the topic of Austin Aries, personal Jesus...
Hey. It's just the man I wanted to see, Alex.
Finally, dude, thank God.
How's it going?
Thank God, dude. I don't know if you know what's going on, but
I'm just going to interrupt you right there, my friend.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you a little message. Since I walked in and kind of heard you mention Aries a little bit, you got to remember, dog, it's just business. It's not personal. But you know who I'm going to side with, man. You all feel rebellious. It's the same reason you're a failure. Come on now. You just need to end the beef and get on with your own stuff and stay out of Gen Next business, dog. I don't want to see you get hurt, but you will. And you know this, man.
Right.
When we going to do this?
Yeah, we can do it right now.
Steve Corino. What's up?
What's up?
How's your hand there, man? It's broke.
That sucks. That really sucks.
What are you so happy about?
Oh, God, I just had the best workout in that gym in the Rexplex.
That's not why I'm happy, though. It's the 3rd anniversary, dude. I'm wrestling Spank tonight, you know.
Never wrestled Spank single before. We're actually both kind of excited about it. Should be kind of fun. Yeah, I can... Why are you such a bad mood?
Bad mood.
Hands broke. Coming off the top rope in Japan. Top rope, me.
And you broke
Kids'
your hand
tuition's
and
up 1,000.
Sorry.
Haven't seen my girl in 6 weeks. Yeah, what reason do I have to be happy? I came back to Ring of Honor because you were having a problem with Generation Next. Now I got some punk kid trying to make a name off of me. That's what I did 5 years ago. I made my name off everybody else. Now he's trying to do it to me. At least I had respect for the veterans. And I wouldn't be in this mess if it wasn't for you. I come back for you, and you're sitting here playing around. Oh, I'm all happy. Third anniversary.
Okay. Jeez, somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. Look, I didn't mean to piss you off. Just because I'm in a good mood doesn't mean you got to rain on my parade, all right? Yeah, I asked you to come back, help me against Roderick Strong and the rest of Generation Next, but, you know, I don't appreciate the attitude. You know, you can ask me to help you, too, you know?
What do you need me to help with?
I made my name off of vets, too, you know, but...
How many guys have I made here? No one would have cared about Homicide if it wasn't for me. Come on. How much trouble did I cause around here? Everybody wanted Christopher Daniels to be the big heel. I was the biggest heel here. Now I'm the big baby face helping you. What are you doing? You're wrestling Spanky.
I'm popular. I'm sorry.
What time are we starting the show?
About 10 minutes.
See you out there.
You gotta wrestle first. Jesus Christ.
You want to take the promo?
Yeah, because you know what? I'm not gonna let him ruin my good mood. Because I was in a lot worse mood beginning of the year, you know, without trying to name names or mention anything that specifically happened. You know, Ring of Honor's had a hell of a year. It's the most important year in company history. And I think we collectively have seen the highest of the highs, and we've definitely been at the bottom of the barrel and every single emotion in between. 2004 was about emotion, whether it was sorrow, anger, hatred, triumph. I was there. I had my series with Joe. I won the tag belts in my hometown. I got my head split wide open by Moff and Whitmer on more than one occasion and had one hell of a street fight in Chicago. But 2005, there's nowhere a place to go except straight up. There's no leveling off for Ring of Honor. There's no going back down. Everybody's got their eyes set on one thing, and that's the Ring of Honor Championship belt. And after I beat Spanky tonight, I'm going to get right back into contention for that title. In 2005, not only am I going to win that belt, but I'm going to get rid of Generation Next and Austin Aries, just like I got rid of somebody named Christopher Daniels. You might remember him. See you in 2005.
You know, a lot of people are wondering, what does Joe do now that he doesn't have the title? And I've often even wondered that myself. But you see, there's one characteristic that separates the good men from the great men, and that's ambition. Because you see, tonight, Ring of Honor fans, my ambition is to become the first Ring of Honor Triple Crown champion. You see, some people will say the world title didn't mean anything until I got my hands on it. It meant the world when I let it go. And the same can be said for the pure and tag titles once I get my hands on them. But tonight my plans are on hold. Because tonight, Mick Foley, I deal with you. Tonight, I tear through your mystery man. And I find out who your mystery backstage friend was that passed you that chair. And tonight, you will realize why you will never, ever, ever step into the ring with me. And tonight, it's cause for celebration. Because tonight, you, Jay Lethal, have a crack at the Pure Wrestling Championship. So after you do win the Pure Wrestling Championship tonight, just remember one thing. You're going to have to deal with me next.
Thanks, Joe. What better way for me to show my appreciation? Because tonight is the night I've been waiting for.
anniversary celebration week is off to an unscheduled start. This is Steve Corino's music. He's not scheduled until later on tonight against Roderick Strong. This should be Jay Lethal's music right now. The date is February 19th, 2005. We were at the Rexplex in Elizabeth, New Jersey, right outside of New York City. I'm Jimmy Bauer, joined by Mark Nolte. How are you tonight, Mark? What a celebration going on.
I hate the hyperbole to start off, but I'm literally feeling goosebumps. I think everybody in this building is feeling goosebumps. And if you don't think the adrenaline is running, check out Steve Corino changing the order before the show even gets started.
It sure looks like that adrenaline is running through the body of Steve Corino. He does not want to wait till later to get his hands on Roderick Strong. Let's just check out, see what he's got in store for us with this ring entrance. Corino looks determined.
Corino is fired up. I know that's a cliche, but I can't think of another term to describe it. Did he say what I think he said? No rules?
What an insult to Roderick Strong. I don't know if Roderick Strong's going to answer now. He doesn't have to. Corino, also no ring entrance, and here's Roderick Strong.
Are you surprised? Have you ever seen Roderick Strong back down from a fight?
The third anniversary celebration week is off and started with not a match, but a brawl. Roderick Strong of Generation Next against Steve Corino.
And it is on. Steve Corino booting Roderick Strong all over the ring. Strong catches him with a backbreaker.
Roderick Strong, the Messiah of the backbreaker, and he proves why. The action quickly spilling to the floor. We have a referee in the ring. This no rules match is on.
Yeah, both wrestlers have agreed to the stipulation.
I guess they agreed to the stipulation by throwing some fist mark. There was no negotiation involved.
Well, Roderick Strong may not be the most popular guy in the locker room, or maybe not be the most popular guy with you, but I have never seen Roderick Strong back down from a fight.
Backdrop hard into the crowd. The ring can't contain him. The ringside area can't contain him. Roderick Strong attacked Steve Corino's knee at the last show, raising the ire of Corino as this brawl. No, Corino taking it back to the ringside area.
Well, yeah, not only did Strong attack Corino's knee, but this is after Corino came to save his two students that Strong was beating up after Strong had beaten them in a handicap match.
It all begins. That's where the issue took place. Of course, Corino returning in September at Glory by Honor 3 to help his friend CM Punk against Generation Next, and now Corino has been sucked into this feud.
And Steve Corino calling for the lariat.
A little fake out there as instead he delivers the big boot to Roderick Strong.
Corino alluded to this earlier. Corino wrestling this match, or fighting this fight, I should say, with one hand. He has got a freshly broken left hand, courtesy of a match in Japan a few days ago. And now, and that evens the score.
Roderick Strong's hand very well could be broken right there. Corino being very aggressive here, teaching the youngster a lesson. Steve Corino determined not to let Roderick Strong make a name at his expense. The action now finally returning to the ring. Your referee is Gary Moore. Look at Roderick Strong cutting off Corino, going right towards that knee that he attacked at the last show.
Dragon screw leg whips him into the ring. Now Roderick Strong. Corino's pride may have got the better of him here, Jimmy. first of all, that knee still isn't 100%. Roderick Strong certainly has no problems going after that. And he's wrestling this match or fighting this fight with one hand, as we mentioned earlier. Steve Corino is fighting on adrenaline, and a lot of times that adrenaline can burn you out. And we're going to see if Steve Corino can recover.
Roderick Strong introducing a chair. No rules in this one. Corino said it himself. Roderick Strong going right back to the knee.
Well, look at this crowd here tonight, Jimmy.
Huge crowd, 1,000+ people here in the Rexplex to witness Ring of Honor celebrate its 3rd anniversary, the beginning of this huge week that will also see Dayton on next Friday and Chicago next Saturday.
We just saw a shot of Steve Corino's students, his proteges looking on as Roderick Strong has just taken off that knee pad. Now he's going to post that knee.
You know, I'll give Roderick Strong a lot of credit here, Mark. He is, we got a cover, 2 count only. He is showing a lot of poise, though. He got sucked into that fight by Corino, but notice as soon as it got back into the ring, Roderick Strong slowed things down and went right after the weak point on Steve Corino, being the knee.
Well, a lot of things have been said about Roderick Strong. He's been called a lot of names, a lot of them with justification. He's never been called a coward. And second, Roderick Strong, Steve Corino mentioned how green Roderick Strong is and referred to him as a green ass, but Roderick Strong is a young veteran. Very few wrestlers have wrestled in as many big matches as early in their career as Roderick Strong has.
This one will be among the biggest of Roderick Strong's young career. When people think of ROH's 3rd year, they have to think about Generation Next. They made their names at everyone's expense up and down the roster, and they're attempting to do that right now against Steve Corino. Roderick Strong very tenacious and going after the knee.
Boy, and that's been the mark of Roderick Strong's stint in ROH, his tenaciousness and his aggressiveness. There he just pops a loogie over towards Steve Corino's students.
Then notice he aggressively goes after the knee. Generation Next has proven time and time again there is nothing they won't do in order to gain an advantage in a match.
Including whip their leader, Alex Shelley. Is there such a thing as aggressively methodical?
I think that's what we're witnessing right now out of Roderick Strong. Corino trying to reverse things on one leg. He gets greeted with a big boot to the face as a result.
Not only is Steve Corino starting to have to wrestle this match on one leg, but basically he's only got partial use of that left arm as well.
You have to credit Steve Corino's toughness, his ring presence, but right now he might have let his ego get the best of him taking this match. I mean, he's so banged up, he should be taking time off.
Well, and that's very unlike Steve Corino. Steve Corino considered one of the smartest wrestlers in the sport today, one of the best ring generals in the sport today. You rarely see Steve Corino put himself at a disadvantage as he has tonight.
Corino's got to be careful about passing out there. His shoulder's almost on the mat for a 3 count. What a huge victory this would be for Roderick Strong, perhaps the biggest of his career. Steve Corino, a former world champion in several promotions. He reaches the ropes, referee Gary Moyer calling for the break.
Not only a world champion in different promotions, but on different continents as well, both in the United States and in Japan.
A top star in 0-1 in Japan right now. Roderick Strong now trying to go back to the figure 4, and he meets that chair.
Steve Corino, with a desperation move, launches him head first into that chair, but can Corino recover? Again, Corino, almost the entire left side of his body has been disabled by Roderick Strong's onslaught.
It was skull against steel right there. Both men down. Corino looks to be getting to his feet first. Here comes Roderick Strong, though. Oh, we got a battle of forearms. Back and forth. Strong now, perhaps a German attempt.
Standing Enzugiri.
I didn't think Corino had that kind of agility in him. Roderick Strong is staggered.
Roderick Strong may have a concussion. That point of that boot caught him right in the temple.
You see the fans showing their appreciation for this action. This is just your opening match on this huge show.
Now Corino starting to rally. I think his students at ringside have been the reason they got the crowd support. Now go for the backslide, the reversal ace crusher.
That's Homicide's move. Steve Corino using it here, and that could turn the tides. Cover.
Did you notice the way that Corino was clutching his hand even as he went for the cover?
He can't get a good grip. Let's see if Corino can follow it up with something big. That's what he needs to do. Roderick Strong is a tough individual, a future superstar in this business. Corino cannot afford to lose to him here, though.
Corino showing a little bit of frustration in his face and pain as well, but he just takes Strong down with that big clothesline.
It was an STO. I believe that Roderick Strong's knee might have hit Corino when he flipped over, too, right in Corino's head.
Something to be noted about Roderick Strong and his stay in ROH is that he spent a lot of the last year going after the tag team championship and being involved in some great tag team action, but he's got a sensational singles record as well.
Roderick Strong's stock continues to climb with every passing match.
Corino calling for the brainbuster.
No, Strong able to lower his body weight.
Three-quarter Nelson backbreaker.
Great ring presence, going for a cover. 2 count only. Roderick Strong knows what a victory over someone like Steve Corino could do for him.
If Strong wins this match, his petition will be in on Monday for an ROH title shot.
Corino into the steel, now Strong into the steel. Another big backbreaker by Corino's got an adrenaline rush. Oh, the boot puts him down. Strong crawling over, perhaps wants another cover. Yes. What's this? Brian Regal, Corino's ring announcer, posing distraction. Corino Scoots going for a little bit of revenge for Boston. It all begins. Northern Lights Bob, cover.
How ironic would it have been if Roderick Strong lost a match due to the outside interference of others and a gang attack from others?
This is the first time the numbers have been against Generation Next. Corino winding up, perhaps with that big lariat. He loves to finish his opponents off with it. A duck, a miss. Traditional back suplex. Double knees to the gut, cover.
Well, I thought he had him. I really thought he had him that time. Look at Roderick Strong, though. He's pressing his advantage.
Lariat! Just too much for Roderick Strong, but what an effort from the Generation Next youngster. Boy, I'd love to see him get away from Generation Next and go off on his own. Steve Corino gets a measure of revenge to kick off the 3rd anniversary celebration week here outside of New York City in front of 1,000+ fans.
strong. 6 years ago, I made a career out of beating up the old guys. I guess now I am one. I'm beat up, almost disabled. But everybody here will tell you, smart. Well, let me tell you something. You might be part of Generation Next, or whatever group, but everybody here has a lot of respect for you, and so do I.
Oh yeah. After we just, jump whatever, they got a nice place downstairs.
I got some, aspirin.
Hey, what's going on here? Shut up! No. Plans?
Yeah.
Your plans are you're gonna win this match tonight.
Yeah, but you still
Come on, Dixie, Azrael, Dunn, Marcos. We're gonna put one of you out for good. 90 days out, the losing team. I'm serious, you guys. If you want to make an impact in this promotion, you need to follow me. You're gonna win this match tonight. Come on, put them out for good.
All right. And him like that, and do that. You ready?
Some of that, and then.
Wait.
Introducing first, being accompanied by Prince Nana and the Outcast Killers. From Ghana,
the code of honor is followed between these two arch rivals. We have what was supposed to be the opening match of the evening, now pushed back to the second match. Jay Lethal in the green and white, Jimmy Rave in the black and white. The winner will go on later tonight to face John Walters for the Pure title, but there's so much more on the line here. Jimmy Rave defeated Jay Lethal right here in Elizabeth, New Jersey at Weekend of Thunder Night 2. Jay Lethal has been trying his hardest. What an intense lockup we have there to get this match against Jimmy Rave. Prince Nana tried to put some weapons of mass destruction in the way of Jay Lethal. He went through everybody with that dragon suplex. Now he has his shot not just to even the score against Jimmy Rave, but to get his hands on championship title belts. John Walters, you see him watching on at ringside, the newest member of the Embassy. And Mark, what's with Walters' attire tonight?
Well, for those that don't get the international edition of GQ, that's a dashiki and a turban. And I've got great news for Trent Acid.
What's that?
He is no longer the worst dressed wrestler in ROH.
Well, part of that might be because he quit. Part of that might be because John Walters is absolutely ridiculous. John Walters, he just got back from a trip to Ghana, West Africa. Prince Nana sent him there, gave him the life of luxury, living in his palaces. Obviously, some of the culture in Ghana rubbed off on John Walters as he's now wearing the native clothing.
It's safe for Trent Acid to come back. But it should be pointed out that one of the reasons that Jay Lethal is in this position is he's got a 3-match winning streak coming into this. And as you mentioned, Jimmy, all against Prince Nana's Embassy, the weapons of mass destruction. And right now, Jimmy Rave
taking it to Jay Lethal with those chops. You can tell there's some animosity there with those chops.
Well, you can dust these guys' chests for each other's fingerprints.
Down goes Jimmy Rave.
Well, I'd be shaking that hand too if I hit somebody that hard.
These fans want to see Jay Lethal get the victory here, and they want to see him win his first major gold. What a backdrop. Jay Lethal's on fire. This is a man that really broke out to the next level in ROH's third year. Grew out of Special K, became an intense athlete, and he could start out ROH's fourth year by winning championship gold to really solidify his spot as a superstar.
Jay Lethal wants to bring it to yet one more level. Not only did he break out of Special K, he's starting to break out of Samoa Joe's shadow as well. Of course, any time that you're the protege of Samoa Joe, you're going to have a target on your back.
Leg lariat on Jimmy Rave in a sitting position, going for a quick cover. Referee Todd Sinclair with just a 2 count.
And Jay Lethal over the last several shows has had a great record. And as you pointed out, Jimmy, there's one blemish on there.
Jimmy Rave, he needs to even that score. Jay Lethal put down both weapons of mass destruction with that devastating dragon suplex. Hell, he almost beat Too Cold Scorpio with it this year, so you know he'll be going for that in this one.
That was his breakout moment of 2004, wasn't it?
There were so many of them. The CM Punk match at Survival of the Fittest, that 4-way at Testing the Limit that included Too Cold Scorpio, the low-key match at Midnight Express Reunion. He has yet to get that huge victory, though, and it could come here. He's going for the dragon now. Avoids a low blow. That's an effective way to stop a finger to the eye. Lethal going right back to the chops. Ooh, ribs against the steel right there, and Lethal falls out of the ring.
And Jimmy Rave in 2004 is another wrestler that took his game to the next level.
Well, he was a guy who actually lost his spot in ROH after taking some beatings and having some losses until Prince Nana paid big money to bring him back and make him the first member of the Embassy.
Prior to his Pure title challenge, Jimmy Rave had a 5-match winning streak.
Jay Lethal, he got newfound confidence once he joined the Embassy. You see the Outcast Killers, Diablo Santiago and Omar Tortuga looking on. You have to ask yourself, Mark, what's going to happen if Jimmy Rave wins this match? But then we'll have Embassy versus Embassy for the Pure title. I think that Prince Nana is really looking for Jimmy Rave to soften Jay Lethal up here.
There is an old term, of course, no ROH show wouldn't be complete unless I gave some old reference, would it? It's called a policeman. Back in the day, a champion would have either a friend or a brother that would go around the country and soften up challenges. When Dory Funk Jr. was champion, Terry Funk was his policeman. And you have to wonder if Jimmy Rave is now John Walter's policeman.
Fans firmly behind Lethal as Jimmy Rave is isolating the rib cage area of Jay Lethal, and he has definitely centers his attack on it as he has him up now. Oh, rib burst across the knee from the fireman's carry position. Cover. Now the winner of this match will have a considerable amount of time to rest before he goes for the pure title, as we have a very long night ahead of us. Prince Nana having words with Todd Sinclair there.
Well, it should be pointed out if Jimmy Rave does win this, it guarantees Prince Nana will keep control of the pure title.
Without a doubt. Leg lariat by Lethal, he's showing some fight. Right now it has to be difficult for him to breathe. Back and forth. Rave now coming up with the leg.
Looks like he wants for the Indian Deathlock.
There you go. There you go. Lock it in, huh?
Turns that into an abdominal stretch.
Yeah, with both legs. This is unusual. Even by Jimmy Rave's standards, this is innovative.
That is really stretching the rib cage, and now Rave just pounding at it.
Yeah, he's putting all the pressure on there. You know, especially with those legs hooked like that, there's nowhere for Jay Lethal to go.
Runs him over. Oh, that could have been a quick pin right there. It only takes 3 seconds, and that could be a quick 3 seconds if your ribs are hurting.
Well, that lateral guillotine was followed up by burying that knee right into the rib cage. Jimmy, if you can't breathe, you can't win.
Right now, Jay Lethal is experiencing pain with every breath in and out of his body.
I wouldn't be surprised one of those ribs is cracked.
The crowd still voicing their support for Jay Lethal. This is his hometown. They want to see him win his first major championship right here in Elizabeth, New Jersey at the Rexplex.
Right now, Jimmy Rave is just being a sharpshooter. Every move is going right after that rib cage.
Jay Lethal saving himself there, moving out of the way, connecting with the knee. And he's going for a home run swing mark.
Missile drop kick connects. Jay Lethal needed that one.
John Walters looking a little concerned at ringside right now.
If it's one thing that was a trademark of Jay Lethal's matches in 2004, it was his ability to absorb punishment.
Lethal airborne with that tope, putting it all on the line. Perhaps desperation. Perhaps he knows he can't go much longer against Jimmy Rave with those injured ribs.
It was a big risk move when it connected, but at the same time, I think that may have done even more damage to the ribs of Jay Lethal.
It all depends on how he can follow up. Once again, he's going up the ropes, going airborne. Connects with that diving headbutt. But look, he's clutching the ribs. I don't know if that was the wisest move for him to go for. Cover! 2 count only. Jay Lethal still clutching at those ribs, obviously having a hard time breathing.
What move can you execute when you can't breathe? Now he's moving the referee out of the way of the ropes.
Gonorrhea. Cover. Lethal somehow kicks out.
That's the Jay Lethal that we've come to know. Incredible heart.
Jimmy Rave doing everything possible, not just to attack the front of the rib cage, but rattle the back of the rib cage of Jay Lethal.
You're starting to see the frustration on Jimmy Rave's face.
He's got him up in that fireman's carry position again, drops him. No, Lethal presence of mind to land on his feet. Big clothesline cover.
Oh!
John Walters clapping at ringside, very relieved. He wants to see Jimmy Rave win this one. I don't know what will happen if we have Rave Walters later on tonight. Even though they've fought in the past, they seem to be getting along great now. I guess when everyone's on the payroll and making the big money, everyone gets along, and Prince Nana has everybody on the payroll. Lethal avoiding the charge by Jimmy Rave. Oh. Running knee. Cover.
How does he move that shoulder?
This could be Jay Lethal's night.
Jimmy Rave, again, you're starting to see that frustration turn into desperation.
He's signaling for the Rave Clash. If he hits this Rave Clash on that injured rib cage, it's all over. Now Lethal, beautifully done. He's got him hooked. Dragon suplex. He hit the dragon. Turns Rave over.
The biggest victory in Jay Lethal's career.
You said that right. This was definitely the biggest victory of Jay Lethal's career, but you know what? He could beat it later on tonight. Later on tonight, Jay Lethal versus John Walters for the Pure title. Prince Nana is irate right now, but Jay Lethal will be getting that title shot.
And you know Samoa Joe's going to be taping those ribs.
Samoa Joe is definitely going to have some words for Jay Lethal, some encouragement, advice in the locker room. Hold on.
This is a travesty.
It's no travesty.
Is this what they do to a young man in the wrestling business? A real black man in the wrestling business. Prince Nana is a millionaire. Jimmy Rave was supposed to win that match, so we wouldn't have to defend our Pure title, and we could have party all night. Jalito, since Nana is a smarter man than you, I've already spoken to my lawyers. My attorneys say, John Walters, you can have the match anytime you want. Would you like it now or later? Bientone. That means right now.
Oh, what is this?
John Walters shaking hands and then stomping the ring cage.
Oh, what is this? The referee has to run back into the ring. Oh, this is cheap.
Quick cover. Lethal, no time to rest, still kicks out.
How cheap is this?
I think it was pretty cheap. John Walters speaking African there, using the African word for now. Prince Nana talking about lawyers, saying John Walters could decide when he wants to defend the title. John Walters picking now, of course, while Lethal is down and injured, and those ribs are hurt.
Is this how worried you are about Jay Lethal?
Oh, look at that, Walters taking him right into that steel right against the back of the rib cage.
Does John Walters not have enough confidence to face Jay Lethal straight up?
This is what the embassy is all about. Lethal coming back. I have to admit, I am rooting for Jay Lethal right now. The odds are against him. This could be the biggest night of his career. He could win his first major title right here as ROH kicks off its 3rd anniversary celebration. What a way to kick off the celebration would be for this title change. We got to cover after the vertical suplex, just a 2 count. Jay Lethal still showing that heart and courage.
Well, for a second, let's get past John Walters' change in philosophy and let's get past this obvious cheap tactic. Do you know who has the longest win streak in ROH right now in singles matches?
Well, I gotta refer to our statistician, but not right now.
It's John Walters. He's won his last 7.
Wow, that is quite a streak John Walters has going as Pure champion. Oh, Lethal now fighting back. Backdrop. Lethal down again.
And not only does he backdrop him, he twists on that backdrop so he lands on his ribs.
You notice John Walters is kind of focusing on the back of the rib cage here. Big shot. You see the sweat just flying off the body of Lethal, and he's fired up.
You know, sometimes I wonder if Jay Lethal doesn't wrestle better when he's down in a match, when he's hurt.
Walters once again with the advantage, whips him hard into that turnbuckle.
You mentioned this before, and you're absolutely right. You know, if anybody out there has ever had a hurt rib cage or a hurt back, or God forbid, a cracked rib or a broken rib, it hurts to just take a simple breath, let alone a deep breath. And right now, Jay Lethal has been in the ring for what?
Well, not to cut you off, Mark, but did you see Lethal just reach for the ropes and quickly withdraw his hand? He has to be careful about using rope breaks here. This is a pure title match under pure title rules. You only get 3 rope breaks. Lethal rolls through. Walters, though, comes up on top. Of course, no close fist. A 20 count on the floor, and you only get 3 rope breaks. If you use those 3 rope breaks, the ropes are in play and can be used against you.
Well, that's a great point, especially since this is a completely different set of rules than Jay Lethal has been wrestling. He's going immediately from one set of rules to another set of rules.
Notice, though, Lethal not wasting any time using a rope break there. He cannot afford to get stuck in these submission holds, especially ones that affect the rib cage area. Lethal up and over. Comes back with those chops. Big drop kick scores. Can Lethal keep following up? Cover. And you saw Lethal there. Now he's clutching the lower back. Lethal now picking John Walters up. Textbook suplex.
This is almost a handicap match.
It is a handicap match, Mark Nolte. He just had to wrestle Jimmy Rave, and now he's going to go right into this match. What a unique submission. Jay Lethal has to watch his shoulders, though.
Oh, and he gets Walters to use a rope break. That's going to even up the rope breaks.
That might seem insignificant right now, but it can be very major later on. John Walters being forced to waste one of his rope breaks there.
Snap, suplex, and a beauty. Jay Lethal again clutching that back, climbing the ropes.
He goes for the diving headbutt again, but no water in the pool, and he is clutching at the ribs.
Well, notice how long it took him to get up to the ropes, a lot longer than it normally does. That's the effect of all the work on the ribs in the back. Boston Crab, full Boston Crab attempt by Walters.
A very smart move for John Walters here to go for these submission attempts. If he gets Jay Lethal to use all his rope breaks, Lethal will be at a huge disadvantage, especially with that injured back and injured rib cage.
Well, if he's got him in the middle of the ring, that may not even be a factor.
You're right, this could be a tap right here. Todd Sinclair right on top of it. Look at Lethal not using a rope break, getting out of the hold.
Looks like he's trying to turn him into the sharpshooter.
Yes.
Oh, is he going to make him use a second rope break? Walters trying to hang on. Walters knows the value of those rope breaks.
He uses it, Mark.
That is rope break number 2 used by
If you go back through all of John Walters' pure title defenses, Walters has never been the first one to use the second rope break.
This crowd urging Lethal on to follow up. Oh, Walters hammers him in the back. Powerbomb plants him. Cover. 2 counts. Jay Lethal just barely getting the shoulder up. Walters immediately going for that sharpshooter again. Right in the middle of the ring one more time. This is pressure on the lower back, on the knees.
Look at Lethal, though, immediately gets up on the forearms. That's the textbook way.
The rope breaks are even. Jay Lethal forced to use his second rope break.
But we've watched the progress of Jay Lethal. As soon as he locks on that sharpshooter, Lethal that's instinct to go up on the forearms like that.
Looks like a pump handle of some kind right here. Oh, into a backbreaker. And notice I was high up on the back too, right on the back of the rib cage. Right now, John Walters going back for a submission. Jay Lethal cannot afford to use his third rope break here. Oh look, that's illegal. Todd Sinclair should call for this hold to be broken now.
Agreed.
Lethal trying to do anything but use the rope, trying to power his way up. Now he's turned into a chin lock, yes. Back elbows. Oh, and Omar Tortuga distraction on one side. Prince Nana trips Jay Lethal on the other side. This is not what the pure title was meant to be about. No outside interference. That would have been a DQ.
And Jay Lethal takes things into his own hands as he takes both killers out with that dive.
That was Prince Nana and Diablo Santiago taken out with the tope. Jay Lethal up and over. Cover.
Lethal starting to feel it. This crowd's starting to feel it.
Walters tossed to the floor. The window of opportunity for John Walters might be gone. Lethal's got the adrenaline going.
I don't know if I would have taken him to the floor and given him a chance to regroup.
But don't forget, Mark, if Lethal gets the 20 count on Walters, he's the new pure champion. The belt can change hands on countouts and DQs. Lethal going to the tope. Oh, caught. Ribs against the steel.
The worst possible thing that could happen to Jay Lethal just happened. And that's why I didn't think it was a good strategy to take the match to the floor.
Well, hindsight's 20/20. What's Walters doing here? A punch-style kick right to the ribs. Walters breaking the count.
You know, Walters used to be a wonderful technical, and it still is a wonderful technical wrestler. But I remember when John Walters would never resort to something like that.
This Embassy influence definitely changing John Walters as he gets a 2 count there. John Walters, he loves that ring entrance with the air freshener spray. I mean, that's just completely ridiculous. Look at this, a simple leg lock there.
Well, it's a body scissors, and this is excruciating. Jay Lethal at least needs to turn sideways, if nothing else.
John Walters is a very well-conditioned athlete, and he is using all that legs. Look at that, Jay Lethal trying to... Oh, he had to. He was trying not to use that rope break, and he did.
Well, Walters actually goaded him into using the rope break. He cut off that one arm and almost fed him the ropes there.
These pure title matches are definitely like a game of chess. Right now, though, Jay Lethal at a huge disadvantage. His queen has just been taken. He has no more rope breaks, and his ribs are screaming in pain. He needs to hit that dragon if he has any chance. Powerbomb. That bought him some time.
John Walters really is a master of the strategy of the pure title match, isn't he?
He has definitely perfected it. John Walters now has a huge advantage. The ropes are in play. John Walters can use the ropes for submission holds, and the ropes cannot save Jay Lethal anymore.
Well, and at one point you have to wonder when Jay Lethal just flat out runs out of gas. Because he had a great match against Jimmy Rave, immediately moving into John Walters.
Hold on, those are open hands. Open hands. That's not no closed fist. That would have been illegal. Jay Lethal would have risked disqualification there. Todd Sinclair, a good call. Lethal now with a series of clotheslines. Walters up and over, a high backdrop.
Now the power bomb and the backdrop. He's going after the back of John Walters.
He wants that dragon suplex. He needs that dragon suplex. Lethal not moving as swiftly as he normally does. Still scores with that DDT, jumping off the second cover. Just a 2 count. But the pure champion, John Walters, is in trouble.
He's got to go for the dragon, Jimmy. I agree with you completely. Lethal starting to feel it, looking for that one more adrenaline burst.
He's in front of his friends. He's in front of his family here. This will be the greatest night of his career if he can win. Walters cuts him off. Walters could go for a submission down. It would be legal. Instead, he opts perhaps for a high-impact superplex. Lethal fighting off, pushes Walters off.
I don't think he's going to withstand that superplex. He's going to fly elbow, connects, hooks the leg. Oh!
2 count only. What's it going to take? John Walters definitely softened up, definitely in trouble. Jay Lethal still clutching at those ribs, though.
Here comes the Dragon.
Unable to get it. Oh, lung blower! All impact on the rib cage. A second lung blower. He's defeated many men with just one lung blower. A third one rattles the rib cage. What's he doing now? Rolling him into the ropes and grabbing the ropes for leverage. Totally legal since Lethal used all his rope breaks. John Walters retains.
In as cheap of a fashion as you'll find.
What a frustrating night this has to be for Jay Lethal. Your pure champion is still John Walters despite an effort of a lifetime from the upcoming Jay Lethal.
Just split this right down the middle, you know what I mean? What your stink ass doing in here, yo?
I need a quick promo with Homicide about the Bryan Danielson match tonight.
Oh, about American Dragon. That guy is a fool, man. Opie. Come on now. American Dragon. Whatever. You want to fight me? Let's fight. Let's wrestle. I don't care. I will kick your ass. Anywhere, anytime. You want to take this? Come on, let's do this in Brooklyn style. I'm gonna knock your ass out tonight, American Dragon. Trust me on that. You're dead.
Got your grill knuckled up! No justice, no peace! Got it? Down, yo.
Thanks, guys.
Beat it, yo.
ready for a special Osaka Pro attraction. Billy Ken Kidd wearing the yellow mask against Ebasan. Both men following the code of honor, and we are underway.
Well, of course, Ebasan is the clown prince of Osaka Pro. Yeah, you know, did you see him circle the ring before this match started? I think I know who that is under the mask. I think it's Steve Kern.
Okay.
Let's get out! Out!
The fans are already entertained by Ebasan.
Oh my God!
This is one of the most popular figures in Japanese wrestling.
A definite cult figure. He also has a widespread following among hardcore wrestling fans here in the United States.
And a great mimic in Japan. He'll mimic a lot of the most famous wrestlers of all time.
He does a great Stan Hansen impersonation. He can also wrestle. They're showing it right now. This crowd showing their appreciation. This match a late addition to the card because, well, the card, quite frankly, wasn't long enough. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get these Osaka Pro stars, so Ring of Honor decided to add them as part of the celebration.
Well, and listen to this crowd react. It's they're welcome here.
Nice lucha style wrestling there. Billy Ken Kidd up and over, hits a drop kick. Billy Ken Kidd is a very talented upcomer. This is definitely a guy to keep an eye on. Hey, he puts his body on the line to impress the ROH crowd.
I think everybody's taking their game to another level tonight in front of this crowd. How can you not?
Everyone's going to have to take their game to another level this year in ROH.
But this crowd has been so electric, even early on tonight, that I think everybody is just touched by the emotion of this crowd, and nobody wants to disappoint.
Billy Ken Kidd now trying to follow up on Ebasan. Notice referee Mike Keener back in ROH, refereeing this match. Great to have Mike Keener back. Billy Ken Kidd having a little fun in there.
Yeah, I don't speak much Japanese, but I know what that meant. I know who's under that mask.
Everyone's having a lot of fun in this one, including Billy Ken Kidd and Ebasan.
Did you ever see any old videotape of Ivan Putski?
Hey, I grew up watching Ivan Putski.
Yeah, American fans understand this style.
There's a big super kick by Ebasan. I guess the games are over. He's got him up in a fireman's carry position. Sit down into a Death Valley driver. 2 count only.
Ebasan is famous for a twisting moonsault, which he calls the Hyundai Tornado.
Let's see if he can get Billy Ken Kidd in a position to hit it. Whips him corner to corner.
Come on!
Billy Ken Kidd pushes off the Bulldog. Hits one of his own using the ropes. Nicely done. 2 counts. Mike Keener, one of the best officials in the entire wrestling business today, back in Ring of Honor. Oh, look at this. Ken Kidd lands on his feet, though. Takes him over in a Hurricanrana. Another 2 count.
Everybody's come in having some fun here, but we're also seeing some good action, especially some good Lucha Libre style action.
Well, it's all about the W. Evison springboarding off the back kick to the face of Billy Ken Kidd. We have international media here. They will be reading about this match in the Japanese magazines, so you know both these men want the victory. Backslide. Shining Wizard.
Well, that it turned Billy Ken Kidd's lights out.
I guess that's it, Mark.
The world's longest throat slash.
Yes! Yes!
What's Billy Ken Kidd going for here? Spikes him on his head. That'll end the comedy real fast. Cover!
Evison's more than just funny. I mean, that's impressive that he was able to kick out of that. Evison actually has a pretty good record in the ring.
Billy Ken Kidd scooping him up, slamming him down.
As you mentioned, the Japanese media are here. This is a big win for Billy Ken Kidd if he can score it.
He's going for it all right here. 450 connects. He gets the Duke. That was a lot of fun. It was great to have the athletes of Osaka Pro right here on ROH's 3rd anniversary celebration. AJ Styles in the Ring of Honor on the very next show. 3rd anniversary celebration week, part 2 in Dayton, Ohio. He wants Jimmy Rave, and he will get Jimmy Rave in a grudge match. AJ Styles has stated that he will give Jimmy Rave the beating of a lifetime. It'll all happen next week, Dayton, Ohio. Be there. ROHWrestling.com for info. are ready for a grudge match of sorts. Alex Shelley ready to take on Jimmy Jacobs. We've seen this match several times before in ROH. Alex Shelley victorious every single time, but now Alex Shelley is claiming he's turned over a new leaf. He actually apologized to the ROH locker room earlier tonight in that promo. And look at this, he's shaking hands following the code of honor. That's something we didn't see out of Alex Shelley when he was part of Generation Next.
And you just saw the world's most cautious handshake from Jimmy Jacobs, and can you blame him?
Absolutely not, especially after what we saw at Joe versus Punk 2 back on October the 16th. A brutal I Quit match between these two, and afterwards Alex Shelley tried to end Jimmy Jacobs' career.
Well, start way back. At one point, Jimmy Jacobs and Alex Shelley were a tag team in ROH.
And a damn good one at that.
Well, I thought so, but Alex Shelley came out and publicly blamed Jimmy Jacobs for losses. Publicly ended the tag team. I can't think of anything more humiliating than for your partner to blame you for a loss and kick you off a team.
ROH Reborn Stage 2 is a night Jimmy Jacobs will never forget. Alex Shelley broke off the team that night and publicly degraded Jimmy Jacobs.
Then he forms Generation Next, and Generation Next tries to end the career of Jimmy Jacobs.
On several occasions.
They have met 3 times in singles matches. As you mentioned, Alex Shelley is 3-0, including a submission victory, and including a victory in one of my favorite matches of 2004, that great I Quit match that you mentioned.
Jimmy Jacobs needs the win here. He's one of these athletes that's always on the bubble in ROH of getting a full-time spot or being dropped by the roster, from the roster. Wow, he looks like he's fighting for a full-time spot now. Alex Shelley firing back though. But Jimmy Jacobs needs to get some victories on consecutive shows together to solidify his spot in ROH. And he absolutely needs to erase this demon of Alex Shelley and finally score that elusive win over him.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
Talk about humiliation.
Every athlete in every sport has the one nemesis. It's almost like kryptonite to an athlete. And right now, Alex Shelley is Jimmy Jacobs' kryptonite. But the question is, where is Alex Shelley's head? Can I play devil's advocate for just a moment?
Sure, go ahead.
I notice Alex Shelley's apologies become more profuse and more heartfelt the more friends he loses.
Well, right now, Alex Shelley just got a knee to the ribs, and you mentioned friends that he loses. Alex Shelley is a man without any friends right now. You saw at the beginning of this tape, big spear by Jimmy Jacobs, and he is just pummeling Alex Shelley. I'll get to my point in a minute, as Jimmy Jacobs is going berserk here. But you saw in the promo at the beginning of this tape, Jack Evans telling Alex Shelley bluntly, hey, I'm with Austin Aries and Roderick Strong, and if you cross our path, if you get in our way, we will beat you down. And that is very ironic for Alex Shelley to be told that, since he told so many others in ROH's 3rd year, step aside or get beat down, and he orchestrated a lot of those beatdowns. The tables have been turned on him.
And payback's a bitch, isn't it?
Jimmy Jacobs says yes, as he just spit out part of Alex Shelley's flesh perhaps into the crowd.
Well, and Jimmy Jacobs can wrestle this match against Alex Shelley knowing that there's not going to be any outside interference on behalf of Alex Shelley. That's got to be a little bit of a boost of confidence.
That's a very good point. He does not have to be looking over his shoulder for Austin Aries, Jack Evans, and Roderick Strong in this one. Now the question remains, maybe Alex Shelley will just step aside. I mean, you can't go up against guys like Austin Aries, Jack Evans, and Roderick Strong by yourself, that is for sure.
Well, and right now, you're looking at Alex Shelley, who lost a very competitive match last month, but a loss to Spanky. If he loses this match to Jimmy Jacobs, where does he fall onto the pecking order?
That's right, you now have to submit a petition if you want a title match. We'll have much more on that on future ROH home releases. And if Alex Shelley is going after Generation Next, you know that he's going to want an Austin Aries in that world title, if Austin Aries is still champion after tonight.
Well, and if Jack Evans is back with Generation Next, then is it fair to say that Jack Evans and Roderick Strong immediately move to the top of the list as tag team contenders?
They are always top tag team contenders. What a great team they are. We'll see them later on tonight in Scramble Cage. Jimmy Jacobs, the aggressor here, he is taking it to Alex Shelley.
No, and that's one of the things I like about Jimmy Jacobs. Jimmy Jacobs, honest to God, I think he thinks he's as big as Bruiser Brody, the way he wrestles, the way he fights, the way he refuses to back down from anybody of any size. It doesn't matter to Jimmy Jacobs that he's lost 3 times to Alex Shelley. Every match has been a great match. I love the I Quit match these two had. I thought it was a great match. And I thought it was a great effort on Jimmy Jacobs' part.
Jimmy Jacobs can take a beating, he proved that. What's he's setting up for, running in. Oh, spears Alex Shelley almost through the ropes to the floor.
No, and if Alex Shelley has got other things on his mind, if he's worried about the Generation Next turning his back on him, if he's worried about the fact, I didn't see a lot of guys from that locker room looking impressed with that apology.
You better be worried about that series of boots and senton right on the rib cage. We saw it earlier tonight with Jay Lethal. Looks like Jimmy Jacobs trying to adopt. And look at this, Jimmy Jacobs just trying to rip the mouth open now.
Double fish hook, does that remind you of anybody?
That is just pure hatred right there.
Yeah, if Austin Aries' mind isn't on Jimmy Jacobs, this could be Jimmy Jacobs' night.
Jimmy Jacobs, you notice he's hustling a lot less and being a lot more aggressive in this contest.
And of course I mean Alex Shelley.
Jimmy Jacobs, he has to stay on Shelley. He's got him hurt.
You know, this is what happens when you've lost to somebody. You're just a touch tentative. You don't want to charge in and make that mistake.
A series of headbutts now. Now we got a couple of hustles going and Shelley slaps him in response. A series of slaps now. Nice snap suplex.
I'm not sure this crowd knows how to react to Alex Shelley tonight.
Nah, they're definitely confused by this whole apology thing, which seems sincere to me. I mean, really, Alex Shelley has no choice at this point but to apologize and try to make some friends in that locker room. And maybe he really has learned the error of his ways. Maybe he realizes that the shortcuts he took in ROH's third year were wrong.
There's an old Don Henley song. Everybody wants another shot at redemption.
Right here, Adam.
Jimmy Jacobs not giving him that shot of redemption. He wants the victory.
Yeah, Jimmy Jacobs doesn't care about Alex Shelley, whether or not he's liked or disliked. Jimmy Jacobs is just desperate. He is more desperate to beat Alex Shelley than anybody on the roster.
Jimmy Jacobs continuing to pummel the midsection of Alex Shelley. He could be going for that spear in the ropes again. Shelley moves, no one home. Jacobs going right to the floor. Paul Turner checking on him. That definitely has to be a turning point in this one.
Alex Shelley still feeling this, especially in that rib and midsection area.
Jacobs going hard to the floor though.
Boy, if this was a pure title match, I don't know if Jimmy Jacobs would get back in the ring in time.
I think we would be close to a 20 count right now.
Jimmy Jacobs just keeps getting up, doesn't he? That's a statement of Jimmy Jacobs' career.
He has a lot of fight in him, no doubt about that. He wouldn't be in ROH if he didn't. Jacobs now trying to pull himself into the ring.
You know, I think something that was a turning point of Jimmy Jacobs' career, as Alex Shelley goes for the cover, hooks the leg.
2 count only. It could have been over that quick.
You know, when Ricky Steamboat put together a team to challenge Generation Next, he selected Jimmy Jacobs, and I think that was a boost in Jimmy Jacobs' confidence.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat definitely very impressed with Jimmy Jacobs. Jacobs also coming to the aid of Bobby the Brain Heenan, who was impressed with him. Alex Shelley now, what's he setting up for? The fans hustling it up, showing their support for Jacobs. Oh, super kick connected right in the chin. Jacobs doesn't go down. That time he does.
And pops right back up.
A third one, a cover! Paul Turner, only a 2.
Well, Jimmy Jacobs, I know I keep saying this over and over, but what a heart on this guy.
Alex Shelley looking to follow up with a high impact move.
Alex Shelley with talent on loan from God, as he puts it.
A line Shawn Michaels borrowed not too recently.
Well, they both borrowed it from Rush Limbaugh, so.
Jimmy Jacobs now going up to the top. He could be going for a Huna Karana here. No, he gets caught. Oh, atomic drop.
Whoa, right into the nether regions. Enziguri to the back of the head. Jacobs off the rope. Shelley catches him.
Golden Gate swing. Cover. Paul Turner just a 2 count. Jimmy Jacobs not going down in this one.
Oh. Jimmy Jacobs has had to say I quit to Alex Shelley before. How much of a motivating factor is that for Jimmy Jacobs to continue to keep getting up?
Jimmy Jacobs wants to go for that contra code, very similar to slice bread number 2. If Jacobs hits that contra code, it will be all over. Alex Shelley, he goes for the Border City stretch or the shell shock. What's he doing here?
Looks like he wants to German off that top rope.
Jacobs fighting back with those back elbows.
Now Jacobs with a chance to take the big move.
Senton cover. 2 count only.
And now we're seeing some of Alex Shelley's heart because he just landed straight into that midsection, took all the wind out of Alex Shelley, and Alex Shelley still kicks out.
The crowd showing their appreciation, all eyes glued on that ring. Both men up to their feet. Looks like we have a battle of fisticuffs. Jacobs getting fired up. A back and forth. Jacobs though coming up on top.
Jimmy Jacobs bringing everything tonight.
He's going for that contra code. He's got it hooked. Oh, Shelley just pushes off. Big boot, Bruiser Brody style. And Shelley needing the ropes to hold him up. Another boot to the chin. He catches him in the Border City stretch.
I don't know. Can Jacobs make it to the ropes? He does.
That might have saved Jimmy Jacobs. He has tapped to the Border City stretch before. Let's see who can follow up. A contra code attempt again. No, Jacobs sent into the turnbuckle.
Alex Shelley knows.
Shell shock.
Into the buckle.
And there's nothing but a steel knob behind that padding, and Jacobs just dumped that knob.
Now Alex Shelley has a chance to put him away.
He's going for shell shock again. No. Jacobs hits Shelley's own move on him. Cover. 2 count into Shelley's own Border City stretch. Jacobs has it right in the middle of the ring.
Alex Shelley, because he knows the move so well, is able to reverse it.
Shelley now has the move right in the middle of the ring, the Border City stretch. Jacobs forced to tap one more time to the Border City stretch. That's got to be frustrating, but a much-needed victory for Alex Shelley.
In February of 2003, Jimmy Jacobs, you and I had our first singles match in a company down at the southernmost tip of Indiana. And I remember the promoter. We were Let's just call him Ian R. You're right, that's too obvious. I Rotten. But that promoter knew he was onto something, Jimmy. And you and I, for the better half of 2003, fought each other tooth and nail. Just like we did tonight. The difference tonight is that as a member of Generation Next, I committed multiple sins, which your personal Jesus doesn't have to pay for. I do. So from now on, in the months to come, hell, tonight, I'm going to earn the respect of you and everybody in that locker room, the respect that I forsake when I was in Generation Next. I'm going to have this hand ready and waiting for everybody else in the Ring of Honor locker room, but tonight, I've got it waiting for you. Shake my hand, Jimmy Jacobs.
I believe it was the immortal bard William Shakespeare who once said, "Some will win, some will lose, some are born to sing the blues." No, wait a minute. That was Journey. Really doesn't matter. Point is, Chicago, Chi-Town has a great blues tradition. Well, Bobby Heenan, you're going to be singing some blues in your hometown, where you were born, in front of your hometown crowd, in front of your family, in front of your friends. Because, you know, New Jersey was a learning experience for Jim Cornette. Because I realized that even though I am the greatest manager in wrestling, I realized that even though none of those morons out there will admit it until I'm rid of you once and for all, I realized I am the greatest. But even the greatest is fallible. I made one mistake. I underestimated you, Bobby Heenan. I got a couple of boys to do a men's job. You got the better team. Well, this time in Chicago, I'm going to have a surprise for you because I plotted and I planned, and the disgusting display that you put on where you actually took my own tennis racket and smoked me across the head with it has festered like a boil. Well, that boil in Chicago, Bobby Heenan, is going to fester up, and that pus is going to spray everywhere because, Bobby, one of us ain't coming back to Chicago, and Jim Cornette intends on being the greatest manager in wrestling for a long time to come. So I got a surprise. I got something you ain't suspecting. I got something you're not going to be prepared for. And by the time I get finished with you in Chicago, Ring of Honor or anywhere else will know that Jim Cornette's the man and Bobby Heenan is the past. Once and for all, it goes down in Chi-Town.
Introducing first from Seattle, Washington, weighing 194 pounds, Spanky!
for a very important match. Spanky against CM Punk. Both men have title petitions in. The winner of this one could be in line for a world title shot. Plus, you know what, Mark Nolte? This is just a match I want to see.
Oh, this is a great match. This is a match that you could put in any building, anywhere, literally in North America or in Japan, and you would draw a huge crowd to see it.
And we have a huge crowd here in the Rexplex to see it. 1,000 plus. Spanky, one of the men who built ROH. Now he's looking to regain his stature as one of ROH's top stars against a man who carried ROH in its third year, CM Punk.
Well, I was about to say, if Spanky is the guy that built the foundation, CM Punk may have built the house last year. CM Punk on the top of so many categories in 2004 year-end awards. He was rated high. He finished high in the outstanding wrestler category. He and Colt Cabana finished high in tag team of the year. He finished high in interview of the year. He finished high in feud of the year. Those great matches with Samoa Joe. CM Punk, the only wrestler in 2004 to have a 5-star match. That great match he had challenging Samoa Joe.
Don't forget, that was the first 5-star match in the United States in 7 years.
That's absolutely true.
As by the Wrestling Observer newsletter. And whoever forget All-Star Extravaganza 2, I really thought that was the best out of the Punk and Joe trilogy.
Well, you know, I think those matches, one of those matches could have won it if they had only had one of those matches this year. I think all 3 of those matches were so great, split the vote. And of course, Spanky, as you mentioned, this is the guy that built the foundation. Spanky has a big win over Alex Shelley last month. If he can figure out a way to beat CM Punk here, boy, how do you turn down that petition?
Spanky, he's back in ROH to stay. Of course, he had been in WWE in 01 and limited his ROH availability. Now he's still in 01, but he wants to be back in ROH on a regular basis. He wants to be one of the men that ROH is built on, just like he was in ROH's very first year. Whoever forget crowning a champion, he was in that 1-hour 4-way Iron Man match to determine the first ROH champion. One of the most legendary matches in ROH. And if ROH lasts 1 more year or lasts 100 more years, we'll still be talking about that crowning a champion 4-way.
Yeah, I think this match, as important as it is in the title ramifications, I think there's a lot of pride on the line here. I think CM Punk's trying to prove that this is his house now.
Well, Punk did it just about all in 2004 in ROH's third year. He had that feud against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He had the trilogy against Samoa Joe. He won the ROH Tag Team titles and had classics against the Briscoes. And he had other classics. He saved Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Became allies with him.
Don't forget that incredible brawl he and Ace Steel had with Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer.
That's, of course, Death Before Dishonor Part 2, the feud against the Prophecy. What a feud that was. A lot of blood spilled. He did it all but win the ROH World title. That has to be frustrating. So you know that CM Punk, he's got to be focused on that ROH World title in 2005.
Well, and if I have 2 words to describe Spanky, it's refocused and re-energized, as he looked great last month against Alex Shelley.
No doubt. Spanky is back to being the old Spanky. He is a little disheartened after his WWE run, and who could blame him? But he is back. He has regained his love for the business once again, and he is ready to shine. Spanky actually has a great match lined up for next week, one I'm really looking forward to in Dayton against James Gibson, formerly known as JB Noble in WWE. And I know that Spanky and Gibson are really looking forward to what they can do without being told what not to do by the agents backstage. Up and over. Nice head scissors takedown. Spanky takes Punk down again with that arm drag. Neck breaker by Punk.
Well, this is such a great crowd here. Listen to this crowd appreciate great chain wrestling.
It's a rather odd crowd for CM Punk, as this is the one building that hasn't quite accepted him after the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat save, and that's odd because they were going nuts for him when he did save Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in this very building. But since then, Punk has had some bluebirds here in the Rexplex.
you know, if there's one wrestler that will never be worried about getting booed, it's CM Punk.
You know that he just doesn't care. He is focused on the prize, and the prize is winning. Real quick, Mark, I got to go over the Code of Honor we've talked about so many times. It's made up of 3 laws of honor. If you have respect for your opponent, respect for ROH, if you have a good character, you will follow the Code of Honor. The 3 laws of honor are shake hands before and after every match. Keep the playing field fair and level. That means no outside interference, no cheap tactics, no cheating. And of course, respect the officials. That means do not involve the referees, do not go after them, do not attack them. That is your Code of Honor. Those are your 3 laws of honor, and those show what kind of character you have.
Scoop Slam by CM Punk. You can make a case literally for a dozen guys being the top wrestler in ROH.
No doubt about that. The competition is fierce here.
Especially, as you mentioned, Spanky's here now. James Gibson coming back. CM Punk is here, and in his mind, this is his house now. So says Homicide. So says Samoa Joe. Austin Aries, the current champion. Colt Cabana with a tremendous challenge coming up later tonight.
Colt Cabana has the opportunity to be on top of the world. You better believe CM Punk's going to be watching that one. And I'm sure CM Punk was also watching the Alex Shelley match, as CM Punk has had issues with Alex Shelley in the past, and he'll have a chance to put an end to those issues next week in Dayton. Of course, then we head into CM Punk's hometown of Chicago, and I don't even know who he's wrestling yet that night. Spanky now trying to get out of this hold.
Figure 4 head scissors. This can actually be a sleeper. If Punk can position that leg down across the carotid artery, and Spanky, that's why Spanky's going to go to the ropes to break this. Because Spanky understands how devastating that move can be if applied.
Both men being very cautious in this one.
As soon as you say that.
CM Punk, Randy Macho Man Savage style. That's a turning point right there. CM Punk trying to springboard in, perhaps with that drop kick he likes to use. Spanky kicking out the top rope. Punk looked like he injured his leg on the way down, and even if he did, Spanky is going after it hard right now and aggressively.
Well, and that's the trademark of Spanky, and that's why it's so great to see him back here. The lightning fast reflexes, the incomparable quickness of Spanky.
Spanky saw the weakness, being a very smart wrestler. He went right after it, and he is doing so aggressively. Spanky might not be the biggest competitor, but he more than makes up with it with heart and aggressiveness, and he is showing that aggressiveness right here.
Well, if he takes that hamstring out from CM Punk the way he's working on it, that's going to level the playing field when it comes to size. It doesn't matter how big you are if you can't maintain your balance.
You're right about that. He is trying to chop CM Punk down to size. Spanky now, once again, rams it into the ring post. Earlier when Roderick Strong did that, I talked about Generation Next using cheap tactics. Well, you might be able to say the same about Spanky here, or you could just call this pure aggressiveness.
I'd call it aggressiveness because, Jimmy, let me ask you this. If CM Punk had the opportunity to do the same thing, would he do it?
Oh, you better believe it.
All right, so it's aggressiveness.
CM Punk in a great mood today, kicking off the 3rd anniversary celebration with that great ceremony in the ring to open the show.
You've been here since the inception of Ring of Honor. What was your reaction to that, and especially to this crowd's reaction?
Well, I mean, this really is a bittersweet birthday for ROH. I mean, we don't have to go into details, but everybody knows that we were at our highs and our lows in the past year. And for us to even be here on this 3rd anniversary is quite an accomplishment. It was a comeback by Ring of Honor, and it's something that we are all very proud of in this organization. Everybody from the referees to the wrestlers to the front office, we all gave it our all this year, and we had to, or else we would not be here right now. So this is a very, very bittersweet birthday celebration, and something we are very proud of. And you saw that pride in the ring when we showed the fans our appreciation for the fact that they stuck by us and they supported us through the hard times.
Well, and this is why ROH has earned these fan support with great matches like CM Punk versus Spanky.
We have quite a battle going on here. Spanky keeps going back to the leg, going back to the knee. He's going for that sliced bread. Gets planted on the top rope. Spanky loves to use the sliced bread number 2. CM Punk loves to use the Pepsi plunge. He's also been using the Anaconda Vice submission lately. What's he going for here, though? Inverted superplex.
CM Punk is so versatile. One of the things that makes CM Punk such a great wrestler is even though he's considered at the top of his game, and if not the best independent wrestler in 2004, certainly one of them, he continues to work hard in the gym to improve.
You see CM Punk is bulking up a little bit, getting a little thicker. He spends all day at the gym, and he's really been watching his diet lately, and you can tell he is getting in much better shape. He is taking it to Spanky with those chops now. You notice that leg is causing him a lot of problems.
Absolutely, it's hard to maintain balance on one.
Punk on one leg is able to deliver the clothesline, now a back elbow.
That's how you take advantage of your size.
One thing about both these men is they do have sudden impact finishers that can work at any time. Punk with a mule kick now. Spanky in trouble. Small package. Punk going for the victory at all times. Gary Moore is signaling it's just a 2 count.
And really, one of the things that's a trademark of both men is their ability to wrestle from behind and how dangerous they are when they're in trouble.
Spanky can hit that sliced bread out of any position.
And CM Punk has got so many ways that he can beat you out of any position as well.
The Anaconda Vice very effective lately for Punk as he is just pummeling Spanky right now.
Yeah, the relationship he has with Steve Corino where they push each other, I think has helped CM Punk's game.
That is definitely an odd relationship. Best friends, but yet they always seem to be trying to get one up on each other. That's another matter for another time as we have a great match here. Spanky going right back to the knee and scores. Spanky trying to establish himself once again as a top player. Flatliner. Turns Punk over, cover.
Had both legs hooked.
Only a 2 count. Spanky needs to go for the sliced bread number 2. A move similar to the Contra Code by Jimmy Jacobs that Jacobs wasn't able to use before. Spanky now face to the knee.
Big lariat. Now he's calling for it.
He's going up for the top, perhaps a frog splash. He likes to use that. Punk gets the knees up. Look, he hurt his own knee in the process, though.
Yeah, it was instinct by CM Punk to put that injured knee up.
Punk trying to follow up with a pile driver. No, the knee gave out. Spanky now kicking the leg, kicking the knee. He knows that's Punk's weakness. Punk able to shove Spanky away. Met with a super kick. Cover. Only a 2 count. Punk going for the Shining Wizard. Spanky met him coming in with that boot right to the chin.
He needs to keep Punk on the mat.
Sliced bread. He's going for sliced bread. Oh, Punk shoves him off.
Punk's having Pepsi plunge!
No. He's going for the welcome to Chicago. He couldn't get it over. The knee came out. It turned into almost a modified J-driller there. Cover. Spanky able to grab the bottom rope, save himself.
But you just saw CM Punk's arsenal now is severely limited with that bad wheel. But the good news is he may have knocked him out.
Spanky clutching the ropes. He might be in trouble. Can't Punk follow up with the bad leg? He's going for the Pepsi twist. Yes. No. It is sliced bread. No. Punk now hooking for that DDT. Oh, the leg hurt him. He couldn't hit that DDT. Slice bread number 2. Spanky gets the Duke.
Huge win for Spanky.
Punk trying to hook in that DDT that he usually uses the leg in it. The knee bothering him too much. That one moment of pain allowed Spanky to hit slice bread number 2 and get the victory. Spanky's looking great in his return to ROH.
And to me, I believe it means common man, punk. So as for now, step to the side because I don't really think you have the talent to even speak to you right now. But Spanky, my man, tonight me and the Embassy are gonna party, and you just won a champion match right there. Let me tell you, you beat this guy hands down. And that's why I'm out here to offer you, my friend, to join the most elite crew in professional wrestling today. Huh?
Yeah, Prince Nana, sure I'm flattered. And maybe I'm a little curious. But Nana, I got bigger fish to fry, and I got my eyes set on the title. So again, I'm flattered, thanks, but no thanks.
careers of Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer will be forever changed after tonight, because they will either be Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions or they will never be able to team again. Moff and Whitmer against the Rockballers of Romero and Reyes. If Moff and Whitmer do not win, they must split up.
Allison Danger still in control of those contracts, and she has put the ultimate obstacle in their path.
What a night we have seen here tonight as ROH starts celebrating its 3rd anniversary. We'll see more history made right here as Moff and Whitmer go for the gold. And, I mean, we've seen it all tonight. That was hilarious. CM Punk spraying Prince Nana with that air freshener, embarrassing Nana.
Well, Nana tries to embarrass CM Punk. CM Punk always gets the last word in those exchanges.
CM Punk making a mockery out of the royalty from Ghana, West Africa. And what about Jimmy Jacobs earlier tonight? Not accepting the apology from Alex Shelley. We saw that after the match. Shelley did seem sincere to me in the apology, but I can't blame Jacobs for not accepting it. Although Jacobs got a little pissed off and aggressive there, hitting Shelley with the contra code.
Well, the timing for Shelley couldn't have been worse. I understand Shelley's sentiments, and I agree with you. I do think it was sincere. But at the same time, so much adrenaline was in that match, and Jacobs was so frustrated after not being able to beat Shelley again. I think the timing was bad on Shelley's part.
Yeah, you're right about that, and I can't blame Jacobs for not trusting him. What a night. Who knows what will happen next? John Walters already retaining the Pure title. Jay Lethal has to be frustrated at that. Lethal coming so close. Did gain some revenge and even the score against Jimmy Rave, though. Rave has to be focused on AJ Styles next week.
And right now you are looking at the most successful ROH Tag Team Champions of all time, Ricky Reyes and Rocky Romero. They now have held the ROH Tag Team Championship longer than any team, eclipsing AJ Styles and Amazing Red. And they also have more successful tag team defenses than any other team ever. One more now ahead of the Briscoes.
Jay and Mark Briscoe had about a 6-month reign with the titles. They brought prestige to the titles. The Reyes and Romero have been unbeatable since winning the belts on August 7, 2004 from CM Punk and Colt Cabana. And I'll give them credit, they have not ducked any challengers.
In my mind, I think this is the best tag team in wrestling right now.
I won't argue that one. They have been very dominant as we have Dan Moff starting it out against Ricky Reyes. Being chopped by Reyes. Moff shaking him off. Moff now leveling Reyes with a chop.
You're not going to find two more intense individuals anywhere than Ricky Reyes and Dan Moff.
Down goes Reyes. Moff and Whitmer, they've had just a taste of winning those tag team titles.
Well, they've got the other side of that record.
They have the shortest tag team title reign ever. They held the belts for 1 hour at Round Robin Challenge 3. And you know what? It's almost better not to even hold the belts than to have in the record books if you had the belts for an hour. Rocky Romero now coming out aggressive against BJ Whitmer. Whitmer now with the headlock. Up and over. Well, these guys aren't kidding around tonight. Hard-hitting exchange there with Whitmer and Romero.
BJ Whitmer knowing that his tag team is on the line, and he just plants Rocky Romero, the cover, and a count of 2. BJ Whitmer, such a great athlete. There's the tag to Dan Moff. Moff and Whitmer have earned this title shot, if you can call earning these stipulations, with a victory in that feud over the Carnage Crew.
Big boot there by Moff. Moff is a man who opened up Ring of Honor, so you know that it's with a lot of pride that he wants to win those tag team titles right here 3 years later.
Well, isn't it fitting that Dan Moff is on the card tonight? And right now, Moff and Whitmer not thinking of sentiment. They're thinking about the fact that Allison Danger has signed this match for them, still in control of their contract, that if they do not beat the best tag team champions in the history of ROH, they must split up.
You know Allison Danger has to be watching this one from somewhere in this building. She is completely crazy. She is delusional. She has not let Moff and Whitmer go. Moff and Whitmer simply wanted to go their separate ways after World Title Classic. They simply wanted to leave the Prophecy and go off on their own. Allison Danger, though, has not let them. She still owns their contracts, and she has done everything she can to make their lives miserable since they left the Prophecy.
Now, how deranged do you have to be to actually root for a group that tried to break your neck?
That's what Allison Danger is. She will align herself with anybody as long as the end goal is to destroy Moff and Whitmer. That's all she wants to do is make their lives miserable. And I still don't know if she's even taken off that stinking dress.
Let's hope so. BJ Whitmer, a great athlete.
Allison Danger has really gone off the deep end. And right now, BJ Whitmer goes sprawling from the ring. The cheap shot from Reyes didn't work, but the high knee by Romero did. Julia Smoke's always there to go for a cheap shot.
Yes, this is a cheap shot, but at least this is a well-executed cheap shot. This is a polished unit. You've got Rocky Romero in the ring that's drawn the attention of Dan Moff and therefore the referee, and that's given Julia Smokes and Ricky Reyes an opportunity to do their damage on the floor. These guys practice this.
The Rexplex was rocking at Glory by Honor 3 when it looked like Whitmer and Moff would win the tag titles in Ultimate Endurance. It just turned into another night of frustration, though, for Moff and Whitmer. Allison Danger was so crazy that night, she even thought that Cactus Jack was going to help her destroy this tag team. You got to cover. 2 count only.
You know, it's an interesting combination of Reyes and Romero. Romero, somewhat cocky, somewhat arrogant, somewhat flamboyant. Well, Ricky Reyes is just as intense as anybody.
Beautiful spine buster. What's he setting up for now? A slingshot. Romero chops him down. Romero springboards in, almost decapitates BJ Whitmer.
And this is what I mean when I say this is the most polished tag team in wrestling.
Let's see if they can follow up. Nice backbreaker. Cover. Referee Mike Keener right on top of the action. The tag goes once more. Here comes Rocky Romero. Great teamwork by the Rottweilers.
Notice the way you can draw a line between the two neutral corners. Notice how much of this match that Romero and Reyes of the Rottweilers have kept Whitmer in that part of the ring. Now Whitmer's going to try to fight his way out of trouble. And again, look at Romero. Immediately brings him right back to their side of the ring.
Sweeps the legs out from underneath Whitmer, and yes, Whitmer in the wrong corner again. The wrong corner if you're BJ Whitmer. The right corner if you're the Rottweilers.
It's no man's land if you're BJ Whitmer. There's again, look how quickly they tag in and out. Neither man is ever in the ring as he just salts over the ring into the midsection of Whitmer. Reyes is so explosive.
Cover.
Continuing to keep the pressure on BJ Whitmer.
Reyes and Romero, they love to use those kicks, strikes, and submissions. BJ Whitmer can put anybody down with the wrist clutch exploder. Dan Moff, of course, loves to use the burning hammer, and that pins just about everybody. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen anyone get up from that. Nice suplex by Whitmer, catching Reyes.
Now Whitmer's got to figure out a way to get to his corner. I know he's taking a lot of punishment, but if we've seen one thing from Whitmer and Moff, they can absorb a lot of punishment.
No doubt about that. They've been in some of the most hardcore battles in ROH. That's why Mick Foley endorsed them. Romero in. The dropkick does no damage. Moff is fired up. Beautiful combo with a senton cover. 2 count only. Leg lariat. Julia Smokes always a presence on the outside. Cover after the cannonball. Even just Smokes out there yelling has to be a distraction.
Well, you've got to keep looking over your shoulder at him.
Especially when you're going for a pin there and you have Smoke screaming in your face all of a sudden. A glancing kick by Romero. He's going up now. Off catches him. Over the head, belly to belly. Cover.
Well, one thing you don't want to do is take that minute to showboat when you're against Dan Moff. There's a lot of really tough guys in ROH. Dan Moff goes for the lariat. Romero catches him.
He's got a hammer lock into a submission there.
It's a hanging body scissors hammer lock. There's the tag to Whitmer. Moff with the presence of mind to back into his own corner.
Beautifully done by Dan Moff. Romero now sent it to the ropes. Oh, knee right to the chin. That's like what knocked out BJ Whitmer, Glory by Honor. Tag goes out, Whitmer connects. Big German holds on.
Whoa. Now that's a big German. And he holds on to the waist lock. Whitmer with the reversal.
Reyes back elbows his way out. No, Whitmer holds on to the trunks. Saito suplex.
How bad did Whitmer and Moff want this tonight?
Bring it up, bring it up. Reyes needs the tag, Whitmer needs the tag. This match will come down to who gets it first. Whitmer gets it to Moff.
Both teams have absorbed an incredible amount of punishment. This has been high impact from the start. Neither team worried about feeling out. Neither team worried about wrestling defensively. Crotch hold left. And again, look at Reyes.
I believe that's a triangle choke. Reyes has to watch his shoulders though. There's Rocky Romero making sure Whitmer can't make the save. Moff is on his own here. We could have a tap.
This could be the end of Whitmer and Moff as a team right here.
It's all coming down to this moment. Can Moff get out of it? Can he save the team? Yes! Half Nelson suplex.
Dan Moff will not be denied.
He's got him off burning hammer.
They've done it!
We have new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, the Reign of the Rock. Hold on.
No, you cannot stop your cheering now. I have your contract. I have it right here. This was not a title match. There's no way you have those belts, boys.
She just said this isn't a title match.
What is this?
That's complete crap. This is a title match. She has Moff and Whitmer's contracts, and she made this a non-title match.
They introduced it as a title match.
Now this cannot hold up. There's no way Allison Danger can pull this.
I signed this stuff for you, not you guys.
Oh, this is so disappointing. This is just terrible. Romero trying to grab the belt. Smoke's trying to grab the belt. They get tossed out of the ring.
Allison Danger just realized she's in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And it looks like Julia Smokes might be in the wrong place at the wrong time right now. Dan Moff has gone berserk. Who can blame him? Danger's in the. She's cornered. They finally have her cornered.
Back to you. This is a legal contract. Let it go. Okay, it was legal.
Tear it up. Tear it up.
Moff demanding for Danger to tear it off. The crowd wants Moff and Whitmer to be free. We all want them to be free. Danger's in hysterics.
The redneck, tear your head off your goddamn body.
She's got no choice. Moff and Whitmer are free. The contract is being torn up by Allison Danger.
Tear it up. Tear it up even more. Which means more, Allison Danger tearing the contract or getting the tag belts?
Moff and Whitmer finally get revenge on Allison Danger.
I got something better. Let's check out.
Thank you, everybody. First off, thank you so much for joining us. This is such an important evening. The third birthday of Ring of Honor, Stronger Than Ever. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the year ahead looks like it's going to be one hell of a year, and there are a lot of special events that are planned. I'm here to talk about the next show here at the Rexplex. It is one of those very special events. It is an event with international ramifications. Ladies and gentlemen, when we return here to Elizabeth on Saturday, April the 2nd, Inoki Sports Management and Ring of Honor proudly present the Best of American Super Junior Tournament as sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this will be a one-night tournament featuring 8 of America's best wrestlers. The winner of this tournament that you will see here on Saturday, April the 2nd, will go to New Japan, having earned a spot in their annual Best of the Super Juniors tournament. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is set right here at the Rexplex, Saturday, April the 2nd. Tickets are now on sale at the front door. Thank you very much, and welcome again to the special third birthday of Ring of Honor.
Legendary Mick Foley! misfortune to inform all of you that tonight's special WWE Challenge match will not actually be taking place. Unfortunately, the WWE superstar I lined up will not physically be able to wrestle tonight. So I thought about just changing things around, bringing in any number of former or current WWE superstars who would love to have the chance to beat the living crap out of Samoa Joe. Billy Gunn would be a good one. Do I hear Gene Snitsky's name? Alright, instead I thought what I'd do is level with all of you and tell you what was supposed to happen, trying to give you a peek behind that curtain. This would have been, I'm serious, I'm leveling with you, one of the greatest things that I ever would have been a part of. I'm disappointed it won't be happening. I'm going to tell you how it was supposed to go down. I was going to come out in this very ring just like I did, to a hell of an ovation, just like I did. Right here in Elizabeth, New Jersey. And I was going to give an incredible build-up to an incredible WWE superstar. I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen, he will go down in annals of history as a legendary performer, a former WWE Tag Team Champion, a former WWE Hardcore Champion, a very, very good friend of Stacy Keibler's. Appearing to all of us like some type of Greek Adonis, would stroll the performer formerly known as Test. And I would ask people to take into consideration that the performer who would be wrestling tonight had not had a match in quite a while due to a serious injury. Take that into consideration. I would then build him up again, repeat, a former WWE champion, a former WWE Hardcore champion, a very, very good friend of Stacy Keibler's, and I would say, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to me. And I was going to tear into Samoa Joe, and I was going to attempt to reach the levels that Joe had reached in this very ring with CM Punk, with Austin Aries, with people like Doug Williams, Nigel McGuinness. I was looking forward to it, because you got to understand, I kind of felt like a jerk in Boston bragging about six-figure payoffs. So that's not my style. I don't brag about the money I make. Because deep down, let's face it, I'm a economy airfare flying, Chevy Impala riding, flannel shirt wearing, pig squealing, wheeling dealing. You know the rest. But the truth is, I have been paid handsomely on some occasions, and on some occasions I have wrestled for money. On other occasions, I have wrestled for the sheer love of it, and when things are really right, the two things intersect, and you make a lot of money to wrestle somebody you love, such as the case was when Triple H led me to some of my greatest matches. In Boston about a month ago, I went out and I beat the living crap out of him outside the ring. I thought it would create a lot of interest. Unfortunately, what I didn't realize, and this is the truth here, that when I woke up the next morning, I could barely walk. I realized that not hemorrhoids, you idiot. I realized that the days I can go out there and defy human logic, defy expectations were pretty much over. I'm going on almost 40 years old, and I just don't have it anymore. I've been actually thinking about coming back into WWE rings. I'd actually made a phone call to Vince McMahon and told him I would even think about doing that whole Ric Flair thing in WrestleMania. So you can imagine the heartbreak I felt and the tear in my eye when I had to hit speed dial, call up Brian Gewirtz, and tell him to can those plans. And unfortunately, that means canning those plans for that match with Samoa Joe tonight. But I don't want you to look at this as a sad occasion, because I'm not sad. I'm looking at it as a happy occasion, because instead of having a WWE challenge, what we're going to have is a young, fiery challenge. We're going to bring somebody out here that I have scouted personally, that I have seen, that I think has a great deal of potential. He's got the look. He's somebody I know Vince McMahon will be drooling over once I give him the word. He's from FIP. He is, ladies and gentlemen, your challenger for Samoa Joe, Wardell Walker. Now you can do better than that. Wardell Walker. Right now, they'll look like it is. Let's go and see you in action. You're going to change a lot of minds really quickly. And now I'll let you grab the mic and introduce that other guy.
Planned on wrestling Samoa Joe as a surprise right here tonight. But you heard Foley's explanation. He woke up after It All Begins in Boston on January 15th, very sore, realizing he doesn't have the physical capabilities to take on somebody like Samoa Joe anymore.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is given out for Mick Foley. But let me tell you whose flesh is willing. One Wardell Walker, affectionately known down south as the Shooter, from Savannah, Georgia, considered one of the top prospects in all of professional wrestling.
I personally consider him the top prospect in the wrestling industry. And Joe's going to test him, and look at that quickness by Walker. Mick Foley handpicking Wardell Walker from the FIP promotion in Florida. And Walker is taking it to the former ROH World Champion right now.
You know, they have some things in common. They call him the Shooter because this is a guy like Samoa Joe, has a lot of training in jiu-jitsu, has a lot of training in judo, has a lot of training in mixed martial arts, and has no holds barred experience.
This is easily the biggest match of Wardell Walker's career and the biggest crowd he's ever performed in front of. Mick Foley said he was going to give his endorsement to somebody to go to WWE since Samoa Joe did not take it, and that could very well go to Wardell Walker. I wouldn't be surprised to see Wardell Walker as a top star in the wrestling industry one day.
Well, this kid has every tool that you talk about.
If he manages to defeat Samoa Joe right here, he will make a star in one night. And look at that, he is getting counseling from Mick Foley right now.
The big man's gonna fly!
Samoa Joe soars with that tope and shows that surprising agility. Mick Foley offered Samoa Joe an opportunity to go to WWE. Samoa Joe pretty much told Foley he didn't want it, and that's why we're here right now.
Of course, Mick Foley, the master of the mind games as well. Wardell Walker, welcome to Ring of Honor.
Samoa Joe taking it to the youngster. Wardell Walker, you know the butterflies have to be going through his stomach. Not only is he endorsed by Mick Foley here, he is on ROH's 3rd anniversary show, the start of the 3rd anniversary week, and he is in front of the largest crowd of his life outside of New York City. I don't even think Wardell Walker has ever made it past the Mason-Dixon line before.
And who's he facing? The man that holds the record as 23 months as ROH champion, the incomparable Samoa Joe.
Walker there, he's looking good. He is not intimidated by Joe. He's taking it to Samoa Joe. Going for the cross-arm breaker, Joe holding on.
Samoa Joe, of course, finishing high in Wrestler of the Year balloting.
Samoa Joe finishing high in every category. He is a man who carried Ring of Honor. He was the main part of ROH's comeback in 2004 in its 3rd year. He is the face of ROH, and he's got the choke on Wardell Walker. This one's going to be over in a hurry. Nobody gets out of this. Except Wardell Walker. I can't believe it.
Well, this is what I was mentioning earlier. Wardell Walker has a very similar background to Samoa Joe as far as training, especially in martial arts. Standing enziguri connects.
Great athleticism by Wardell Walker. He's had some great matches in FIP, taking CM Punk and Austin Aries to the limit. Beautiful standing moonsault cover. Joe kicks out.
Wardell Walker could vault to the top of Ring of Honor right here. He can put in a title petition for a title shot with Austin Aries if he wins tonight.
Walker did have a title shot against Austin Aries in FIP, and he came very close to winning the belt there. Aries taking the belt to other promotions. Walker now fighting back. Joe blocking those knee strikes though and peppering Walker. Enziguri.
Samoa Joe came in prepared to face Mick Foley, and he's
Samoa Joe didn't know who he was going to face. And look at Walker now, he is fired up. Oh, and a mistake by Wardell Walker. There's the rookie mistake right there. Joe has that choke cinched in. He's going to watch his shoulders. He turns over. Wardell Walker got a little too overexcited there.
You cannot blindly charge Samoa Joe.
A rookie mistake, and Joe has that choke cinched in. Walker might have gone at it once, but yep, he stopped breathing. Joe cut off the oxygen supply. Great effort by Wardell Walker, but the experience of Samoa Joe was just too much.
I was afraid of that. I'm afraid Wardell would put up a heck of a fight, but he'd just be too much for him, that we just might leave these great fans right here in Elizabeth, New Jersey. A little bit disappointed. Luckily, I've got backup. You see, Joe, there comes a time in every wrestler's life when he's got to pass the torch. You've seen it on Raw. Ric Flair passing the torch to Triple H. And tonight, I'm going to do the same thing. You see, Joe, you might wonder why I didn't show up in classic Cactus Jack red and black. That's because I passed it on. You might have wondered why there's no wanted dead Cactus Jack. You know why, Joe? You got it. Because I passed it on to a person back there ready to pick up that torch and take it farther and carry it higher than I ever dreamed to do it before. Not only does he have the tenacity of Cactus Jack, not does he have the psychotic abilities of mankind, but he's got the charisma and dancing abilities of Voodoo Doodle. Take a good look at his house. Because my protege is about to tear this. He's about to tear it down. You've heard about him. Now you're going to see him firsthand. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor to be in Ring of Honor to introduce to you Abetus Jack! Seeing as how this man is my protege, I guess it goes without saying that he is the new hardcore legend. And therefore, Joe, it's all right with you, and I know it will be, I think it's only fair that I make this match a hardcore match.
Things have just taken a turn of the ridiculous here. Abetus Jack in a hardcore match against Samoa Joe.
Bang, bang.
Mick Foley passing on his hardcore legacy to Abetus Jack. Joe going right at it. Looks like Abetus Jack learned how to punch from Mick Foley. It's going to take more than that to hurt Samoa Joe. Foley yelling to give him the bang bang. This has to be irritating to Joe.
I've seen a lot of looks on Samoa Joe's face before. This is the first time I've ever seen him look bewildered. Oh, that just wiped all looks off the face.
He learned that from Foley too. Right now though, Samoa Joe has to be a frustrated individual. He's been unable to mount any offense. And Mick Foley's making a mockery out of him here.
Mick Foley's about to do more than just embarrass him.
Mick Foley getting physically involved. I thought that he couldn't physically wrestle Joe. Big clothesline on the floor.
Hardcore rules.
He wants Abetus Jack to do his famous elbow.
Oh, true, their consequences.
Old school Cactus Jack style coming up.
Certainly entertained, aren't they?
like Samoa Joe was going for the power slam there, but Augustus Jack able to block and lower his body weight.
That's a real weird center of gravity to have to get around.
Yeah, this is a very oddly shaped individual. As those punches, they can't have much more of an effect on Joe. There's that big power slam.
Got around that time, didn't he?
Augustus Jack still trying to bang bang.
This is bizarre.
Joe following up now, big power bomb. Jack kicks out, now we got an STF. What do you say?
Yeah, I think the circus is about to be over.
Well, the crowd seems to be behind Augustus Jack right now.
Come on, you give up. Come on, no.
He's got to reach, there he goes, he reaches the ropes.
Well, are you sure you want to get out of that hole? You sure you want this match to continue?
Good point. The fans are calling for Mr. Socko. I never thought I'd see that in ROH. And there's Samoa Joe showing Mick Foley he can punch like that too. Face wash time.
Who do you think hits harder, Samoa Joe or Everson Jack?
You got me, and hold on. We got a Mr. Socko in play. You think when Mick Foley talked about Ring of Hardcore before, this is what he was talking about?
Well, Mick Foley seems to be having an identity crisis tonight. Doesn't seem to work as well for Everson Jack, does it?
Enziguri, and that should be lights out. Guess that Mr. Socko doesn't have much effect on Samoa Joe. He finally figured out a counter after all those WWE stars couldn't after all these years.
Yeah, that seemed to be the obvious counter to me, didn't it to you?
The bite down. Joe winding up for the big lariat. Here it comes. Oh, Foley trips him.
Again, it's a hardcore rules match.
Come on, what are you doing? Come on, man.
Foley now putting the boots to Samoa Joe, and that'll have some impact on the former ROH World Champion. Foley getting serious now.
Oh, and so is Samoa Joe.
Joe getting very serious. He just leveled Mick Foley. Joe's got the muscle buster hooked. That puts down just about everybody. Cover. So much for the hardcore legacy of Mick Foley getting passed down to Everson. Samoa Joe, a big victory there. He leveled Mick Foley, but you know that he would like some more revenge. This issue might not be over.
Well, the crowd certainly enjoyed this.
No doubt about that. Samoa Joe could be focused on becoming a Triple Crown champion. What's this? Foley with his famous double hook DDT. Well, look, Foley is getting more physically involved than he ever has before in ROH. What was he talking about before?
You gotta wonder if this was a mind game.
Oh, this is definitely a mind game. Mick Foley with a neck breaker on the floor. He is taking it to Samoa Joe. It looks like we might have a third match here. Mick Foley with that chair. Someone handed Foley that chair in Boston. Joe, though, now he gets some payback. He sends that chair right into the face of Foley, kicking it into Foley's face.
Oh, now Joe's got his own chair.
Who handed the chair to Foley in Boston? Right now, Joe can get revenge with the chair. He gets it on Amazon Jack.
Maybe ole time.
Mick Foley leveled Samoa Joe with the chair in Boston after someone handed it through him through the curtain. Joe getting his revenge. Joe nails Foley with the ole kick. Joe gets revenge on Mick Foley as he has leveled the hardcore legend. The former WWE champion is down from the ole kick. Look at this, Joe's
not finished.
He's not done yet. What's this?
Another chair!
That's gotta be the guy that hit Foley the chair in Boston. Who is it though?
I can't, can you make it out?
I can't see what's underneath that ROH hoodie.
Oh, wait a minute.
It looks like, could it be? ROH World Champion Austin Aries. He's going to defend the belt against Samoa Joe if he gets past Colt Cabana in Chicago next week.
What's Aries doing?
Drives that elbow down into the mouth of Joe, driving Joe's head into that chair. It had to be Austin Aries that helped Foley in Boston. Aries doing anything to soften up Samoa Joe for next week in Chicago.
Austin, I like a guy who knows how to grab a hold of an opportunity. Why don't you and I take a walk? Let's see if I can't get Brian to words on the speed dial.
You are my personal Jesus. The Homicide Bryan Danielson feud has crossed promotional boundaries. You are witnessing a clip from last week's Full Impact Pro event in Florida. Homicide, the FIP heavyweight champion, just had a tough match against Rocky Romero. A chaotic scene broke out involving Bryan Danielson and CM Punk. We are seeing the end of it here as Homicide and Danielson came face to face in the ring. Homicide demanding his FIP title belt, Danielson issuing a challenge for the belt. What you're about to see is the feud erupt across promotional boundaries. Bryan Danielson, Homicide, too hot for ROH. What's going to happen tonight? Tape fist match, Homicide, Bryan Danielson.